Hey, this is Brett the Hitman Hart, and you're listening to the Smacked Raw podcast.
What? Okay, well, has this always been a thing? Where have I been?
Hey, what's going on, you guys? Welcome to the Raw Recap, brought to you by the Smacked Raw Podcast. I'm your host, Katie, baby. And I'm
no more
joined...
Undisputed Era for you, though.
Listen, we're not gonna fucking talk about it.
Inner Circle's better.
Stop.
Definitively.
Enough.
No, I was disappointed about that, too. Anyway.
I'm still heartbroken. I still haven't even technically watched TakeOver.
Oh, shit, I didn't know that.
But,
I'm
like,
sorry.
it was all over Twitter. There was no...
You can't avoid spoilers for it now, but damn.
No.
You still gotta watch it.
I plan on it because I probably have to recap it somehow.
Yeah, that's true.
But, I'm with Kevin Crazy, of course. How are you?
Yo, I'm doing pretty good. I hope you're doing pretty good, too.
I am, surprisingly. Good.
Pretty good.
My teeth are all good. Got a checkup today. Nothing wrong.
Hell yeah.
I literally was, like, in there for... I got there, I was in there for 5 minutes total from, like, sitting in the waiting room, going back, him checking my teeth, doing a syringe in the back, because, like, there was, like, he said a little bit of, like, debris, or whatever the word he said was. And then I was out.
Oh, wow. That was quick.
I was like, cool. I was like,
that's the kind of dentist appointment you want.
Honestly.
Yes.
But we're not here to talk about my teeth anymore because I'm over it. I missed a week of this.
Yeah, I would be.
We're a wrestling recap show. I know. Crazy to think. But you can find us live for the Raw, SmackDown, and AEW Dynamite recaps on twitch.tv/puttingyouover. You can find the NXT recaps live Wednesday nights on our personal Twitch, which is twitch.tv/SmackDroppPodcast. If you miss a live stream or whenever videos and recaps pop up, you can head on over to our YouTube channel, youtube.com/SmackDroppPodcast. Hit the like button, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you get notified.
Speaking of that.
Uh-oh.
Sorry. I got to bring up I got my mom to subscribe to the YouTube channel, and she watched one of our shows.
Uh-oh.
It was like, it's the funniest shit I've ever seen.
Aww.
I can't remember which one she said she watched, but I'm so glad she did.
Aww.
I think she said it was one of the prediction shows. So maybe it was the last one that you Kyle and I did for
Rumble?
Yeah.
Well,
that would be my guess.
Yeah, find out which one she watched. Oh, we got the Mama Crazy approval. Let's go!
Right.
That's all we need. That's so sweet. Oh, that's adorable.
I thought you'd appreciate that.
I love that so much.
I did too.
Oh,
anyway,
yeah.
now that I completely derailed you.
Yeah, now that you derailed me, but like that was fine. That's a good reason to derail me. I also did like the phrasing of that. Anyways, you can find the audio form of the podcast.
Oh no.
It's fine. We're just gonna keep rolling it. If you like to listen to your podcast, we have the audio form of the podcast on basically every podcast platform you can fucking think of. Oh man, this is
awesome.
Ridiculous. If you don't like to watch your podcast, if you don't like to listen to your podcast, but you like wrestling content, you can use those peepers you got there. Head on over to WrestlingNewsWorld.com. Check out their articles. They have a lot of retro reviews. Fantastic writers over there. They also have some podcasts and some premium content. Go support your fellow wrestling fans and doing what they love to do. And Getcho's in the chat. What's up, Justin? I can't even say Getcho anymore. It's Justin every time.
Yeah, right.
Oh,
also,
man.
Blowout, thank you for the compliment. I appreciate it, buddy.
Oh, wow. He's just...
Yeah.
Wow, okay. Kevin, where can they go to support us?
Well, much like Mama Crazy is going to do at one point or another, You go to www.patreon.com/SmackRawPod. Give us some money and we'll give you some extra stuff. We'll give you stickers, t-shirts, advertising, fucking, I don't know, drinks. I don't like.
No.
Okay, you don't get Katie's drink,
No.
but maybe that should be a tier. You know, how cool would that be? Maybe spread some demon art. You can mute RN, all sorts of stuff. You can get featured on our UWO, which the last episode was fire.
I still need to watch it.
Oh, totally recommend it. It was really, really funny. There was a legit very, very heated segment towards the end.
Yes, there was. The UWO actually featured the Putting You Over crew, so Standing Streamer, Vanessa, Bob, and D-Rod filling in for Bama. So I got to see part of it, and I highly recommend you guys go watch it because, like Kevin said, it gets very intense, to say the least.
Yeah.
Let's talk about Raw.
Okay. That's why we're here, right?
We are. That is the reason we are here. Now, there was a hot topic in our chat earlier tonight, and when we get to it, I will let you speak your piece.
Okay, I know what brevity is. God damn it.
Okay. Sir. Chill. And when we get to it, it might be a conversation started for other people. So when we get to it, I'll let you guys know, and then you can sound off in the comments below when you watch this video. If you watch this video, if you like to watch it,
you should watch this video.
It is.
Watch all of our videos, as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah, and look, I'll even do the subscribe button again because why not?
Woo! Production value. Now that I have a button. Crazy, I know. Alright, so we started Raw off with Miz TV. Ironically, or not even ironically, but there was no Morrison. And that immediately threw me off. I was like, John, hello, where you at? No, I definitely noticed it too. The moment that he came out, I was like, oh, that's kind of conspicuous.
And we find out when Miz brings out his guest, Drew McIntyre, after he's like, can I call you Andy? And he proceeds to call him Andy the entire segment.
Yeah, what was that all about? Is Andy his real name in real life, or is he just fucking calling him Andy?
I don't think so. I think it's a play on an old talk show.
Oh,
it
was cracking me up either way. I thought it was funny.
That's literally how he started. He's like, can I call you Andy? And Drew McIntyre doesn't get a chance to say anything. But we find out that Morrison this is all quotes, is with a huge producer producing a Bad Bunny diss track.
Probably actually hanging out with his wife. What's her name? Valkyrie or whatever.
Taya.
Yeah, I don't know how the hell to say her first name.
I don't either. So I'm going to say Taya. I don't know.
That's close enough.
So Miz, of course, does his typical thing. Your road to WrestleMania could end at Elimination Chamber. Sheamus wasn't really your friend. And he doesn't let Drew answer any question he asks. He just keeps talking and talking. And why are you laughing?
Because it was funny. I liked this dynamic. I liked this segment a lot, honestly. So I'm just laughing at the build. You're taking me there, Katie. You're doing a good job.
Listen.
You're telling a hell of a story.
Thank you. You're gaslighting me, and I don't know why.
I'm not gaslighting you. I mean, I'm really gaslighting. No, I'm just kidding.
Oh my god. Miz is like, well, listen, I would be mad if I wanted a one-on-one with Sheamus and it got changed. And then Drew's just like, shut the hell up. You interrupt me one more time, I'm going to hurt you. And he starts to say something. Miz immediately interrupts. Glasgow kiss. Yeets the briefcase to the ramp again. And then
oh my god, he threw that thing so far. I didn't know you could throw a briefcase that far.
He didn't throw it as far as the last time he did it when he was in the ring with Sheamus. He full on like hurled it. It hit the stage and broke one of the panels.
Oh Jesus!
Last time he did it.
Holy shit!
Oh, that was fun. People put like Titanic music over it and stuff. It was great.
I gotta peep that. I didn't know that happened. Holy shit!
Oh, it was very fun. But after the Glasgow Kiss, McIntyre leaves, and now we get Miz alone, and he's saying, "Well, this is just like a little bit of Elimination Chamber, and you can see the cracks in the WWE champ." And then you know who doesn't have that pleasure? Me, because there are so many variables that could go wrong in Drew's favor, but I just need one to go right. Because he's a master strategist, because Edge is the ultimate opportunist, which is a cooler nickname. But he said last week that Miz was playing Old Maid, Edge is playing high stakes poker. Miz then pops off. He's like, listen, I'm in control. If I say I'm going to cash in, that doesn't necessarily mean I'm going to cash in. But when I do, I'm going to be left standing WWE champ. And he finally ends it and he's saying, well, I'm going to be removing myself from the Elimination Chamber match. And therefore eliminating himself in the Gauntlet match, which is the main event, to determine who will be the final entrant, or the sixth person to basically enter the chamber.
Right.
So I like that Miz basically said, listen, I have the briefcase. I don't technically need this.
Well, yeah, why am I even in this match? Like, because like I was kind of thinking the same thing, if I'm being honest with you. I was like, why would he even, if I were him, I wouldn't want to be in that match. Like, what reason would you have to be in that match?
Sure. I mean,
and this was just a really good Miz Weasel way to get out of it, you know? And it worked, and it was good.
It definitely worked in his favor, and the stuff that happened throughout the night, too. But following that, we got the Hurt Business, taking on Lucha House Party and Riddle. Before their match, it's President's Day, and this is apparently Riddle's favorite holiday, and his favorite is Harrison Ford.
Oh, Harrison Ford. Friggin' Han Solo Harrison Ford, dude. He's like, he saved Chewbacca. It was great.
Like, I'm pretty sure Harrison Ford has played at least a president or two in movies, and yet you choose him as Han Solo.
Well, who's cooler than Han Solo?
Listen. Then he starts asking Lucha House Party who their favorite president is. He talks about Abraham Lincoln, Vampire Hunter, Teddy Roosevelt, excuse me.
Yes, Teddy Roosevelt.
Yeah, I said in the chat, Riddle makes me lose brain cells. Like, I feel more stupid after hearing him talk.
I feel like he just comes on the screen and everybody kind of gets stoned through contact of Riddleness.
It basically.
I mean, you know.
That's the only way to think about it. So then, I will say, their handshake, Riddle's and Dorado's, dope. It's a dope handshake.
Yeah.
I mean, hey, that was the coolest part about that segment alone, was that handshake. And match starts, we see Bobby watching backstage. It was typical, like, 6-man tag. Her business kind of keep Metalik isolated. MVP hurt his knee at one point. He was kind of favoring that the whole match when he was in. I don't know if you saw it, but towards the very end, Cedric hits a lumbar check to Grand Metalik, and it was nasty.
Nah, I guess I didn't see that.
It looked like Metalik landed on, like, his shoulder blades and not, like, his lower back.
Right.
Oh.
Like,
wrecked him.
Yeah, that's not good. Yeah, I guess. Holy shit.
Oh, yeah.
And he's not a very big guy, Metalik, you know?
No,
like,
he's not. That's a good point. Justin brings up Indiana Jones, Harrison Ford. I'm surprised he didn't say Indiana Jones, honestly.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
On Trailer Park Boys, they called him Indianapolis Jones.
Of course they did. Of course they did.
They did.
But
it's really funny though, because dude comes over with like an Indiana Jones hat on, and he goes, "Hey, what the fuck are you doing, looking like Indianapolis Jones?" And it's really funny. Anyway.
God damn it.
Trailer Park Boys rules. Watch it.
Oh my god. So Riddle hits a final flash knee on MVP, and then the floating bro for the win. But that does not last long because Bobby Lashley comes out and just applies the Hurt Lock to Riddle for like the 18th time, ragdolls him, still makes me uncomfortable because he's just there. He's just he sells it. Riddle's probably the best one to sell the Hurt Lock, but it makes me uncomfortable how well he sells it.
No, I hear you. And the thing, I wasn't really into the Hurt Lock when it first came out. I was like, it's just a goddamn full Nelson. Who gives a shit? That shit don't hurt, you know. But like, Riddle makes it look like it's painful as hell. That's for sure.
It's it's like when the Master Lock was a thing with Chris Masters.
Yeah.
Which
I think
I don't remember who brought it up, or I saw it on Twitter or something. And I don't actually know if it's correct, but it would make the most sense. Bobby Lashley was either the first person or like the last person to break out of the Master Lock before Chris Masters was released, and now his finisher is basically the Master Lock.
Huh. That makes sense. That actually makes a lot of sense, and that's actually kind of really cool wrestling booking, you know?
If it's correct. I'm not saying it's true. I'm hoping it is what I'm saying.
Yeah. Well, I pretend it is, because that's a cool little nugget, you know?
There we go. That's all that matters. So following that, we get Miz and Adam Pearce in Adam's office. Miz is saying, well, thank you for the opportunity for being in the Elimination Chamber, but I want to give my spot to a younger and up-and-coming talent, John Morrison.
Fucking John Morrison.
And Adam Pearce is like, all right, I'll take into consideration, and they shake hands. We leave that segment to go to Bad Bunny, and Mandy Rose backstage just hanging out. She's saying good luck because he's the guest, or the musical guest on Saturday Night Live this week. Damian Priest comes over, and then he gets a brief interview basically saying, well, like, I debuted at Royal Rumble. I'm on Monday Night Raw now. Yeah. I'm chilling with Bad Bunny. It's great. But then there's a commotion off camera, and we see Tozawa pin R-Truth to be the new 24/7 champion. That does not last long because Tozawa is, like, walking backwards, runs straight into a brick wall named Damian Priest. Yep. Damian Priest grabs him by the head, smashes it against some crates. You know, like the... What are they called? I've literally used
pallets?
them. No, not pallets. It's like moving equipment. It's like one of those cases, like an equipment case.
Okay. Yeah, sure.
If you've ever if you've ever been like a roadie or something, it's like one of those.
The only roadie I know is beer roadies, and I don't do that anymore.
Okay.
No, I'm just being an asshole. No, I know what you're talking about now. I used to play music all the damn time. Are you kidding me?
That's why I said it. I was like, it's like a roadie thing. You know what I'm talking about. You push it.
I totally know exactly what you're talking about. I'm just being a troll. What can I say? Wow.
So Priest.
No, but at first though, legitimately, I didn't know what you're talking about, and then I was like, I'm gonna fuck with her a little bit. So I did.
Blow it just said box. That too. So then that basically incapacitates Tozawa. Damian Priest looks at Bad Bunny and he's telling him, he's like, pin him, but he's obviously saying it in Spanish. And Bad Bunny pins Akira Tozawa to become the new 24/7 champion.
I don't know about this Bad Bunny shit. And I'm not even saying this like to throw any shade or anything. Like, maybe it's just because I'm an old fuck, but like, I just don't get it. I just don't get it. I don't understand it. I'm not even saying that there's anything wrong with him, but what the fuck is what? Just what is the appeal with this guy?
I don't know. I personally don't listen to Bad Bunny. I didn't even know who he was until I saw like the clip of him and Booker T like on Twitter with the music video and everything.
Right.
But he's obviously well liked by a shit ton of people. I'm just curious as to how far this is gonna go with like WWE.
Right.
I mean, right now he's 24/7 champ. For all we know, he could lose that title on Saturday Night Live. And
yeah, I know. Maybe he already did. Who fucking knows? Maybe he lost it on Raw Talk and we don't even know yet.
Also very true. We do not know. Someone, if you watched Raw Talk or no, let me know in the chat. So, moving away from that, going back to Adam Pearce walking in the hallway, Kofi Kingston and Xavier Woods stop him, and Kofi's like, hey, listen, if Miz is out, I want in. I am a former WWE champion. I mean, I'm the most recent WWE champion out of all the guys who were in this Elimination Chamber.
Truth.
Which is, I mean, yeah, it's basically all the truth. And he's like, you can't be considering John Morrison. And Miz walks over and he's like, listen, no. Morrison's gonna take my spot. We shook on it. And Kofi and Xavier were the best part about this. They were like, no, Xavier was like, he still needs to give me my 5th match to make my series of 5 complete. Him talking about facing Reckoning, which is Mia Yim.
Yeah, I know. It's so funny. He wants to fight Reckoning so bad.
He's hellbent. He needs to. Damn it, really he needs to. And Kofi brings up the point that Morrison isn't even a former WWE champion. And Miz's response is, he's a former ECW world champion. And Adam's like, that's not what that fucking means. But they start arguing. Yeah. Adam's like, enough. Basically memed the chat earlier. I was like, enough. I felt like a parent, much like Adam probably did. Yeah. And he's like, listen, if Miz, if you want out, you're going to face Kofi. If Kofi wins, he's in. Miz, if you win, Morrison's in.
Yeah.
Bada bing, bada boom.
I thought that was a good way to figure that out, honestly. I thought that made a whole lot of sense.
Yeah.
And, you know, that WWE doesn't usually do shit like that that's like that cut and dry and that straightforward. That's like, oh, I get that. That's really easily digestible, and it makes a whole lot of sense for everything that's going on. And that's a cool match to have a week before a pay-per-view, you know?
Yeah. And then Kofi and Xavier go on to say that, well, listen, this is going to be the start of Kofi Mania 2. Mm-hmm. And then Miz is like, oh, well, sequels suck. That their retort is, well, we've seen Marine 4 and 5 and 6. And then they just like keep talking and cutting the shit when it fades away. And it's the best part. I love New Day.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. They're so funny. They're so good. And like, Jesus, man. I mean, they are the total package, and they're so endearing. Like, it's just so easy to get behind them, you know?
Yeah, I mean, one of the best things about New Day is that their little quips that they have while other people are still talking. I love it. Like, all the shit they say.
Yeah.
It's just the little things they say. It doesn't have to be like everything on the mic. Like Xavier Woods continually like dropping hints that he wants to be King of the Ring, like during their promos and stuff like that. That is what I love most about them.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, for sure. It's really good stuff, and it's kind of subtle too. Mm-hmm. And I think that it's lost on a lot of people, and they're just like, wow, what's going on here? And it's like, well, I mean, you kind of have. It's not just like superficial, you know what I mean? Like, yeah. It's actually like they're actually doing something cool, you know?
And that's what I love about it. Mm-hmm. All right, let's get to the
my favorite part,
the hot topic of the night. So we have a tag match. We have Asuka and Charlotte taking on Peyton, Royce, and Lacey Evans, obviously being accompanied to the ring by Ric Flair. Lacey gets on the mic before the match starts saying to Charlotte, well, thank you for getting yourself DQ'd. Rick thinks come Sunday, I will be ready to be WWE Women's Champion. And then she's saying that she got Charlotte a little gift, and it's one of the little candy hearts and says, bite me. And I was like, That was fun. And then she's like, "Oh, Asuka, I'm so sorry I didn't get you a gift." And then she's like, "Well, honey, you're gonna be giving me a gift on Sunday." Like, ha 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 ha. She means the Raw Women's title, guys. In case you didn't know. Okay, I'm briefly gonna talk about this match. There's not much to it. Lacey just doesn't want to tag in.
What was the point of the match, even?
There wasn't. That's the point. There was no point to this fucking match. Lacey doesn't want in the match at all. Charlotte's continuously looking at her while beating the shit out of Peyton Royce. Peyton tags her in out of, like, fear and exhaustion. Desperation, exactly. Good word. And Charlotte's also legal because Asuka tags her. Lacey immediately doesn't even go in the ring, gets down. The ref stops Charlotte because Lacey's yelling at her, gets on the mic, and then Lacey drops a fucking bombshell. "I'm pregnant, Charlotte."
What the fuck?
Ric Flair starts...
And Ric Flair, like, starts dancing.
He starts getting excited. He's like, "Call me daddy." And I'm like, "No! Please stop."
Like, just sick to my stomach. This is so garbage.
And then the match, there's nothing happens after this match. Like, nothing. There's no end. There's no end to the match. Charlotte is just leaning on the ropes, kind of just like bewildered, confused, upset, disgusted.
That's about the gamut of emotions I went through.
Okay, Kevin, explain how you feel about this.
Okay. Well, first of all, I was into the idea of having Lacey Evans and Charlotte Flair have a feud, and even having Ric Flair as like a set piece to that, because I think that makes sense, and I thought it was kind of cool, But it really, like, I had a lot of questions about it. I mean, not just like tonight, but like just stupid shit too. Like last week, fucking Ric Flair in his promo drops, "Women can't tell me what to do," like shit like that. And then commentary's trying to put over that he never fucking said anything that terrible, that he's just saying anybody can't tell me what to do, shit like that. And then we find out that he's banging Lacey basically and gets her fucking pregnant. And so what the hell did she even get out of this? She got nothing. She got a fucking baby out of wedlock and no title shot, and the only value that she even had was the fact that she banged some old bag of leather. Fuck that storyline with that sexist ass bullshit undertone. I'm not here for it, and I don't want to see any more of that on my TV.
All right. Wow, I never thought I'd live to see the day that we'd see a Kevin crazy rant.
Goddamn right.
All right. Can I play devil's advocate and explain?
I mean, it's your funeral.
Okay. For one thing, I should preface this that it is reported that Lacey is legitimately pregnant. Like kayfabe pregnant, pregnant, pergert, however you want to say it. Still need to send you that video. It's still hysterical.
Yeah, I know.
I keep forgetting. Remind me after this, and I will. So, last week, I don't know. This whole storyline has just blurred together. Lacey has said, it's trash. The storyline itself has been garbage since the beginning. No one is saying that this was the best storyline in the world. When it started, everyone was like, "Oh shit, here we go again. Dawn Marie, Tori Wilson 2.0, which is basically how it kind of shaped up to be. We don't know if that was essentially the end goal, because it very well could have been like a Becky Lynch situation where we don't know what would have happened after Money in the Bank had Becky been pregnant. It very well could be the situation where Lacey found out she was pregnant, they thought on the fly, or Lacey could have been like, "I think you guys were probably hinting at this anyways. We'll say that, we'll throw the insinuation that Rick is the father," which would have Charlotte be distraught and throw her off her game, which I don't necessarily get, because Charlotte isn't the Raw Women's Champion.
Yeah,
she just happens to be tag team partners with the Raw Women's Champion.
Yeah.
So that I don't necessarily understand, and I don't like. I have to like figure out how to put my words out there, because I get your point 100%. Like I see all sides of this. Like, this is the same argument I've had with, like, when I said I kind of wanted Hangman to join the Dark Order. I see every side of it. Right. I'm like, I can agree with this. I agree with this. This is my take. Oh, whatever. I think my voice just cracked. I'll try that again. I think that Lacey has been a character since her beginning, mainly on the main roster, where she has been over-sexualized. Her as a character has been since the get-go. The camera angles on her ass when she gets in the ring. I mean, WWE does it too with the guys, i.e. Finn Balor's crotch shots when he's getting into the ring. Yeah. WWE has never been subtle with their sexualization of their characters. But to have Lacey say a week or two ago that she's not banging Rick, that it's just for training, and then you have this week insinuating Rick's the father, it very well could lead to a thing where she's like, haha, you've been duped, you're not the father, and I was just using you. And if Lacey was using the fact that Rick is a pervert to her advantage, I can't necessarily be mad, because Rick is a piece of shit. Yeah. That's the point that it boils down to, is that Rick has been a piece of shit to women for years, and this would kind of just be a little bit of comeuppance, in my personal opinion.
No, I hear you there, and I mean, I'm just saying, like, the whole thing, like, I've been holding my breath for a while on that shit, because the whole story has reeked of this to me since the jump. Mm-hmm. And so I'm like, dude, if it looks like a duck and it quacks like a duck,
it's obviously a goose, Kevin. Come on. Obviously.
Oh, I'm just saying, like, I'm not, like, maybe it will pan out to that, and if it does, kudos to WWE, because I would not see that coming, and it doesn't seem like anything that they would fucking do, mm-hmm. Based on their track record of doing that stuff. But that would be kind of dope, honestly, because that would be some really good comeuppance. But as it stands right now, what the Lacey Evans looks like a fucking mark-ass buster, and Ric Flair looks like a pimp that can bang hot young blondes. What the fuck,
I mean, again, I personally don't see it like that. I just see it as Lacey using her body to be like, listen, I know Rick can get me these things. He got her a title opportunity. He got her, I mean, go ahead.
I get what you're saying, but to me, that's like the whole like thing where it's like, that's the whole crux of the biscuit, if you will.
I don't think I've ever heard that phrase.
Is that like
she
is using that she is using her body to get what she wants, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Like, to me, it's like, I get that to a certain extent. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with sex appeal or anything like that. I think there's a place for that, and I like it, but there's a way to be positive about it, and there's a way to be like not inclusive and objectifying and terrible about it, and this kind of gives me the latter vibes rather than the former,
I mean, it's not a good situation at all. In the slightest. No one... Lacey is stroking the goose neck. Woo! Jesus Get out of here, Justin! God damn it.
That was too much.
Oh, and Savannah also brings up a good point that Lacey was flirting with Seth when her and Corbin were feuding with Seth and Becky.
No, I get that.
I think what WWE has done is, and they've done this with, back when they were called Divas, too much in the past, where they have this very beautiful woman who is actually pretty good in the ring, don't have her wrestle as much, have her just be I mean, it's more so now with Lacey than it was towards the beginning of her career with WWE, but now you just have her being this object instead of, and that's on WWE.
No. I'm not trying to talk shit on Lacey Evans.
Yeah. Because I know that, I mean, Lacey has, like, said, I mean, she's, to me, seems like she wouldn't stand for that. So I have a feeling, like I said in the beginning of this, that I think it's a situation where she didn't expect to become pregnant. Yes, absolutely. That derails their storyline. I mean, to be fair, Becky also did wrestle while she was pregnant. So it's very possible we could still...
Probably shouldn't have.
I mean, she probably shouldn't have. But it's possible we could still get a match on Sunday. What that will be, I don't know. I don't recommend it in any way, shape, or form. I'm prefacing that, and I'm going to say it again. I do not recommend Lacey wrestle if she's pregnant.
Yeah.
So nobody takes anything I say out of fucking context. So we don't know what's going to happen with the storyline going forward. We don't know anything. We don't like anything about the storyline. All we know is that Asuka's champ and Lacey's pregnant in kayfabe.
Well, the other thing is too, is even for me, if you strip away all the dumb sexist undertones that I feel from it, it's like, who the fuck did this help? What did this do for literally anybody? Like, I mean, Peyton Royce looks like absolute shit, you know? What?
She also has been since they broke up the Iconics, but continue.
Well, yeah, that's true. That's true. Asuka's just kind of there, like, for some reason. And, like, Charlotte Flair is, like, she's the only one that makes sense out of all the other women other than Lacey Evans to be there, you know? And then Ric Flair's kind of just there to get heat between, you know, Charlotte and Lacey, you know? And it's like, what the fuck? There's just, it's too many cooks, I think. Too many cooks.
I think that WWE hasn't done a damn thing with Asuka's title reign since the jump. I have said this on record numerous times with Kyle. They booked their women's division into a fucking corner. As soon as you put tag belts on Asuka, everything went out the fucking window. Like, everything. She has.
That was a dumb move. Yeah.
I mean, her feud with Bliss, not long enough.
That could have been dope too.
And that would have been amazing. But they decided, no. Let's put the tag belts on Asuka and Charlotte, of all people, because Charlotte really needed another fucking title, but that's besides the point. I'm not getting into that right now. Can you tell I'm annoyed? WWE has never been good at booking their women, and recently it has been showing. The tag titles have been the biggest pain in the ass for the women's division, and that's the shittiest part about that.
Yeah, no, I hear you.
I hear you. I mean, so annoying.
Because, like, well, and the thing is that, like, I thought that, like, at least the initial run that Nia and Shayna had, that was dope. But I thought that did a lot for both of their careers, honestly. You know, but, like, why the fuck would they give them to Asuka and Charlotte Flair? Like, that was dumb. It was so dumb. It didn't make any goddamn sense.
I knew as soon as Lana was out that they were going to put them on Asuka. And I have gone on record and said that on recaps. And Kyle and I have been talking about that. I feel like since we've been doing, like, the Tuesday morning recaps we were doing, their women's division on Raw is just...
It's all over the damn place. You never know what you're going to get.
Everything's just revolving around Charlotte, who's not even the fucking champion.
Well, there's that, too. That's also a fucking really big issue. But, like, you know, to your point, like, they start things that they don't flesh out, and then you're like, well, that was actually kind of cool. What, like, for instance, like the Asuka, Alexa Bliss stuff. And then they have this terrible Ric Flair angle all the way to the bitter end, and you're like, well, I didn't even fucking want that, you know? And... Yeah, and then Asuka and Charlotte Flair have the fucking tag. What is going on? Listen, it, Raw.
I'm over Ric Flair. He had his day. Take him off TV. We don't need him anymore. Especially in the women's division. Get that sexist prick out of the fucking women's division, because listen, as a fucking female who watches wrestling, I am so sick of seeing these skeevy old men trying to get within the women's division. And just the skeevy men in general. Like Jake the Snake, creepy old man.
Yeah.
It's just
no, yeah.
I need a whole podcast of me just ranting about the women's division in all companies.
Yeah.
All right, we need to move on.
Put it
because
in a box for now. Put it in a box.
This is going in 14 boxes.
Put it in a roadie box.
I'm gonna put it in a fucking rodeo box and send it down the street.
Come here, kitty. Here. Put it in a box, the cat says.
Okay, since the cat said so. Jesus Christ.
Oh, Jesus! I dropped him and he scratched me.
Oh
it's
my
fine.
God. All right, so Sheamus has an interview.
It scared me more than anything else. Anyway.
Okay, so Sheamus has an interview. He's saying, well, listen, I shouldn't have to fight for this opportunity because Drew and I had a verbal agreement that I challenged him and he said, you're on. Like, that was a verbal agreement, in which, I mean, Sheamus technically is not wrong. But he goes on to say, well, I'm going to win the Gauntlet match. I'm going to win the Gauntlet match later tonight. And when my pod opens, whoever's left standing is going to get bro kicked. And Drew's going to be eliminated. And I'm going to be left standing, the WWE champion.
Yeah. I mean, it works, but it's just boilerplate stuff.
Yeah, I mean,
you know,
and it comes into play after the Gauntlet match, but that we are not there yet.
Right.
So, Jesus, I'm like so burpy. I shouldn't have taken that shot.
I'm so burpy.
I am. It's like so much carbonation or something, like just stuck. Anyways, we get Kofi versus Miz next. This match
was great.
Dope. Best match of the night. I mean, Gauntlet match was awesome, but there were so many different matches, but this was like the best one in my opinion.
Yeah.
Like Miz and Kofi.
Oh yeah, as far as like just a straight up in ring match, no question. We actually, man, when I stop and think about it, we didn't even really get that many like just wrestling matches tonight.
No,
really.
there was this one. The 6-man. That's 2. I'm not even counting the women's. Lana and Shayna, we did get a full match for that. And then the Gauntlet match.
Which I understand the Gauntlet match is going to be kind of long. You know, don't get me wrong.
It started at 10. So it went the whole hour.
Man. Still could have had a couple more matches in there. That was crazy.
Well, yeah, I mean, a lot of this was... I mean, this was the go-home show for Elimination Chamber, and we do know that the go-home shows typically aren't, like, super jam-packed. Typically.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. But this match was really, really good. Yeah. And I really like the outcome and everything else. It's really dope.
Yeah, I mean, I loved this. The fact that Miz decided to work on Kofi's knee, like, even doing, like, the figure 4. Mm-hmm. Trying to, like, just take Kofi off his feet because Kofi's fantastic. He's one of the best in-ring performers in WWE and has been for a while. And so Kofi ends up hitting Trouble in Paradise, and he wins his spot in the Elimination Chamber, and he will be in the Gauntlet match later in the evening.
Yep. Super dope. This is super dope because it feels like to me that this is going to cause that big fissure between Miz and Morrison, you know, where you could easily justify, you know, Morrison going, hey, bud, you said you were going to get me in the Elimination Chamber. What the fuck happened? You know, you still have the goddamn briefcase. At least that's what I'd be saying if I was Morrison, you know?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if it'll necessarily lead to, like, a clash. My phone almost fell. That's why I said that. I don't think it'll necessarily lead to a clash, but it's gonna lead to something. Probably, maybe a feud between the two, but I don't even know. Because
I don't know about a feud. I don't know about a feud either, but like it's definitely there's gonna be trouble between the two of them at the very least after this. I think like a lot more pronounced than it has been because they've been kind of teasing like a little bit of friction there, but I think this is a lot more direct. You know.
Yeah, I mean, the fact that he was like, oh, well, like, I don't want in the Elimination Chamber anymore. Let's put Morrison in. And that didn't happen. I don't think he can necessarily fault Miz for that because, I mean, he just lost the match. He didn't know. He didn't know that there was probably going to be a match. So, I don't know.
Yeah, but wrestling logic, though. Come on.
Wrestling logic, nothing makes sense. Ever.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
So, I mean, for all we know, Miz and Morrison are going to have a feud that'll go until Mania at this point, because
Savannah just said something dope. She said maybe Morrison costs Miz the title when he cashes in because Miz didn't get him into the chamber. That would be a really dope way to handle that, honestly, I feel like. Yeah, I'm with that, Savannah, for sure.
All right, Savannah. There you go. Following that, we got a little interview from Lana and Naomi, basically saying that Nia and Shayna walk around like they're the best, and Lana's out here just trying her best every week. And then, of course, they bring up like the whole jokes from last week because that's been a meme on every show.
I love it, though. I love it. You know, I didn't think they were, like, I heard that they had edited that out of, like, the Hulu or whatever.
Oh, really?
I don't know. Allegedly. I don't know for sure.
All right, RN dropping allegedly.
Well, I can't confirm it. I'm just saying that I saw it somewhere, so it's something that I was like, oh, that's in my awareness. But, they totally replayed it on SmackDown on Friday night, like the whole moment, and I was like,
yeah.
Fuck yeah,
and
they
redid the whole thing on Raw too.
I know. Well, it's money, man. It was a hell of a moment. Why not embrace it? You know, it's hilarious.
I don't know. I'm personally over it, but the internet seems to love it. And who am I to judge? Everyone has their opinions. That's the lesson, folks. This is like Sesame Street now. This is the lesson of the podcast. Everyone has their opinions. We do not have to agree with the opinions. But we just have to come to the realization that everyone has an opinion and we can't change people's opinions.
Yeah.
Thank you for coming to my Sesame Street moment, my TED Talk, if you will.
I'll be here all week.
I will be here all week.
Yep.
Because I don't do anything else. I'll be here Wednesday. Not on this channel, the other one. The other Twitch. Because I'm not allowed to do Dynamite anymore. I know. Fucking Kyle. Took the show. I'm going on a little rant, sorry.
You got brought on to do.
Exactly. I mean, but like he explained it to me after NXT last week. He came on, we talked about it, he explained it. I mean, and I will explain it to you after we stop recording. Sure. It's not even anything bad, but okay, following that, Randy has a promo. Typical Randall, Keith, Orton promos. Saying, well, because of Sheamus, me and Drew still have this unfinished business, and like he will do whatever it takes to win the match, to main event WrestleMania, and he's going to be in the ring with not just 5 people, no sir, 5 victims of what? The 3 most deadly letters in the WWE, RK. He doesn't get to finish because it cuts to the Firefly Funhouse set. It's dark. It's a spotlight just on the sign on the door, and camera pans down. Alexa freaking Bliss sitting there, scattering
Middle
some
of
ashes.
a goddamn pentagram.
I didn't get there yet, Kevin.
Oh, sorry.
I was setting up a story. I was telling the story.
You got me all excited. Sorry.
You jumped the shark.
I did. Sorry.
Pans down. Alexa Bliss is chanting some stuff. I don't remember exactly what she said because I was just too intrigued. She had the creepy contacts in. She's spreading some ashes. And she's holding up a candle. She's saying, well, wait, I actually wrote down what she said.
Oh. What are you
Jesus
being all
Christ.
pro?
Oh, in fire he was destroyed. In the future he will be reborn. And it pans down, and she's kneeling in a pentagram.
Yeah.
And all the candles go out around the pentagram. And then she's just, I literally wrote maniacal laughter.
Yep. Yeah, like she's doing like a resurrection ritual or some shit for the Fiend. It's so dope. I love it.
I mean, Alexa, I think Kenny from Kenny for Your Thoughts tweeted it. And he was like, people are wondering why Alexa Bliss is in this position. It's because every role she's given, she kills it.
Yeah, it's true. It's true. She's really, really good. She's underrated as far as I'm concerned. Like, I don't know. I know she had some issues, like concussion issues for a little while, which really sucks, you know. So, you know, she was taken out of the ring and stuff for a minute, but
yeah.
Oh my God, whenever she's on, she's one of the top women in wrestling right now. Easily, you know. I love Alexa Bliss.
Oh, so do I. And I've said it to Kyle, and Kyle agreed. If she ever wants to just stop wrestling, acting 100% is where she's going next.
Yeah. Well, that's basically what she's doing now.
Exactly.
Really.
I mean, the fact that she, mainly when like there was like the Alexa's playground stuff, she was talking. She was having full blown conversations with herself.
Yep.
And nailed it.
Yeah, dude, it reminded me of. You remember Smeagol from Lord of the Rings movie?
Yep.
It was exactly the same shit, and it was so dope. And she totally pulled it off.
Yeah.
Like...
She's now the Smeagol Gollum of WWE.
Mm-hmm.
Oh God, it's so good. Following that, we get Lana and Shayna. Obviously, Shayna dominates the majority of the match, but this is probably the most offense I have seen in a Lana match in a very long time.
Yeah.
And it ends up what ends up happening is Nia attacks Naomi on the outside. Naomi gets her comeuppance though and sends her into the ring post. I was really expecting like another my whole thing.
Yeah, so was I the whole goddamn time.
And I was gonna be so pissed. I was gonna be like, I'm done. I don't want it anymore. But I didn't get that. I didn't get that anyways, so it's fine.
You didn't want Nia's hole?
No, Kevin.
I didn't really either, but I wanted her to say it because it was funny.
Alexa's character is great. My precious. So that leads to Shayna grabbing Naomi by the head, which allows Lana to attempt the roll up, which has happened so many times. I really was hoping that wasn't going to happen again, where it's because of an outside distraction that Lana wins, and it's always Shayna who gets rolled up. But that doesn't happen. She ends up getting her in the Karafuda clutch, and she taps. And like I said, this was the best Lana match we have seen in ever, I think.
Probably. And it, for me, I love what they're doing with Lana right now. I can't, like, it's so endearing because, like, you can just tell how hard she's working to try and get better, you know? And it fucking shows on a week-to-week basis. Mm-hmm. And she's just so easy to root for. Like, I don't necessarily want her, you know, around people like Naomi and fucking Shayna Baszler and Nia Jax. Don't get me wrong, but, like, I think that there's a place for somebody like Lana on Raw. They could find one, but, you know, then we go back to how they book women's wrestling, you know. So.
And again, that is in a roadie box 15 streets down by now, because I'm
absolutely.
Man.
But no, I mean, because I feel like they really are building a really, really good, likable, easy to root for baby face out of her. You know what I'm saying? And I wish she had something better to do than get beat up by Shayna Baszler and Nia Jax every fucking week. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I mean, this is probably going to lead to like a tag. I mean, they already have a tag title opportunity. I don't know if it's at Chamber or not, because there was like the triple threat tag team match last week.
Yeah, it was last week or the week before. I don't remember. It was pretty recent.
2 weeks ago, because last week was the tables match.
Yep.
How could we forget the tables match?
Last week was the My Hole.
Yeah, how could we forget? No, fucking. So that's probably what it's going to lead to, but I don't think they're going to win the titles, because what they're doing with the NXT women's Dusty Cup winners, which, spoiler alert if you haven't watched, the winners were Dakota Kai and Raquel Gonzalez, which, again, that's what I wanted, because Shayna used to bully Dakota on NXT, and also, I also didn't know this, kayfabe-wise, they're dating.
I didn't know that either. That kind of blew. I mean, I don't know.
I thought I remember seeing something about it, but then like everyone was just like, the girlfriends are gonna be fighting, and I was like, I'm down. That's gonna be dope.
I didn't know that Dakota Kai dug girls like that. I mean, obviously knew that Shayna Baszler did. She's, you know, but and not. I mean, obviously, I don't give a shit. But it just like I guess that's what fucking surprised me is I was like, oh, she's gay. Okay, I guess. Like, you know what I mean? I don't know. Maybe I'm just being an idiot.
I'm not touching that. All I know is that I'm over Lana getting beat up by Shayna and Nia as well.
Not touching that. Well, you know, I'm glad you're not, because I feel like I was putting my foot in my mouth very slowly.
And that's exactly why I didn't want to say anything. That's not my place. So, we get another backstage segment with Adam Pearce. And this time, Braun Strowman shows up. And he's like, give me a good reason why I'm not in this chamber, Adam. And he's like, do you think it's funny that I'm not in this? Like, do you think it's funny to exclude me? Or, because do you know what happened last time you pissed me off? And Adam's like, all right, calm down. I know, I remember. And he's like, well, technically, you weren't WWE champion, you were Universal champion. And I was like, true. That's the point. That's the main thing. Same with Morrison. He wasn't anything close to the fucking WWE champion.
Yeah. ECW hasn't been around for decades almost. Well, at least what 2005?
I think 2008 is when it like died.
Okay.
2008
so
or
it's
2009.
been over a decade.
Well, because one of the WWE games, it was like Raw, SmackDown, and ECW. I think that was like 2008. I don't know. Somebody in the chat tell me and let me know. And so Braun basically is just like, listen, I don't care if you're well, Adam's like, I'm just the messenger. Well, if you're just the messenger, tell Shane he needs to make this right. And ooh, scary. Like, all right, Braun, we get it. You're gonna beat up Adam Pearce again. Okay, good job.
Yep. I mean, it's cool to see Braun back. He's a cool attraction, though. I mean, but yeah, whatever. What was this about? To fill 5 minutes of TV?
Yeah, which you could have just given to the Gauntlet match at that point.
Yeah.
And then before the Gauntlet starts, AJ comes to the ring, and I missed part of this promo. I went downstairs and I left my phone up here for good reason. And I just forgot. I also didn't expect AJ to come out and cut a promo. But the gist of it is that he's going to mow through everyone in the Gauntlet match, and then he's going to, because he worked with his attorney, because how could we forget his attorney from SmackDown? Joseph A. Parks, or whatever his name was. And he can't lose. He can't lose, is what him and Amos and the attorney have come to the conclusion that AJ can't lose the Gauntlet or the Elimination Chamber. Now, clearly, That didn't happen because
AJ.
Kofi comes out, and so that's the first match. AJ, being the smart veteran he is, focuses on Kofi's knee, which was hurt earlier in the night by Miz. The weirdest and most intense part of this match was when Xavier Woods stood on the announce table and started playing the trombone because Kofi had the upper hand, almost grabs him by the throat and slams him over the barricade onto the concrete. We don't actually see.
Right, but yeah.
Concrete.
That's one of the first times he's gotten physical, though, right? Almost. That's got to like.
Besides him kicking the guitar, yes.
Okay, so this is the first time that he's actually like put hands on somebody.
To my knowledge, yes.
I wasn't sure. I wasn't sure either, but obviously he hasn't done it. This, if he had before, he hasn't done it very much because I don't remember. You know.
And that leads to almost being banned, which AJ explains to the ref. He's like, Xavier Woods wasn't even in this match. Why are you banning him? And which, I mean, touche. Good job. I mean, Alan makes a good point. Like,
Alan.
But he hits the match goes on. Obviously, they're both great. Hits a phenomenal forearm for the win, and then Drew McIntyre's the next person out, and he just starts wrecking AJ.
Yep.
Which, I mean, makes sense.
What a performance McIntyre had in this whole fucking match, really.
The whole Gauntlet match, Drew killed it. Yeah. Like, him and AJ have fantastic chemistry, like good back and forth. And he starts targeting, AJ starts targeting the left leg of Drew, but that doesn't matter because he hits the Claymore for the win. And out next is Jeff Hardy, which Hardy, being, again, a veteran, takes control of the situation, and Drew's wounded, so he works to his advantage on that. They end up going to a commercial. Drew ends up getting some offense finally, and now his midsection is also targeted, which leads to a twist of fate and a swanton bomb attempt. Drew gets his knees up and then hits the Claymore again for the win. The next match, unfinished business. Randy Orton comes out.
Yeah.
This was
dope.
This was cool because Randy, being the snake he is controlling the match, but it's not long until all the screens change in the Thunderdome, and it's Alexa laughing, and you can hear it, and Randy's on the outside, and he's kind of just like looking around and shit, and he gets counted out.
Yeah.
And I was just like, that's smart.
I thought it was a dope way to do it, man. I really, really did too. Because, like, how often do dudes even get counted out, in matches anymore? And this, like, it just made sense. You know what I mean? It was just a really, really cool way to use that rule that they very rarely ever use in a good way, even really, even when they do use it. Yeah,
I mean, this was one of the smartest ways to get Randy counted out and make him still look kind of strong for Elimination Chamber.
Yeah. And plus, like, this obviously continues that feud with Bray Wyatt, because, like, I'm over him and Drew, obviously, and him and Ed.
We all are. Yeah.
Yeah. So let's move on to that, or back to that.
Yeah, I was gonna say, let's go back to Randy and the Fiend, because that chemistry was amazing.
Well, that and the way that, obviously Alexa Bliss has been keeping that heat just like simmering like that. You could turn that up at any moment and it would make sense for a match for them. So hopefully Mania, right? A really not a great match at Mania.
Hopefully.
Yeah.
And so that, of course, leaves Sheamus to be the final person in the match. He comes out and just starts beating up Drew from behind, because he didn't come out from the entrance ramp. He came up from behind. Starts throwing him around ringside. And then this is fantastic, like, just everything by Drew. He's in pain in the ring. He's leaning against the rope. Pure anguish on this man's face. The ref's asking him, do you want this match? Can you continue? Because the match hasn't even started at this point yet.
Yeah.
And Drew, like, chokes out. He's like, yes. And, like, listen, I don't know about anybody else, but I felt that shit in my core. I was like, this is a broken, wounded man who's giving everything to fucking fight his former best friend.
Yeah.
Oh, it's so good.
Yeah, it was dope. It was a really, it was a tiny little moment. You're right. Like, it wasn't that long, but it was powerful. It really, really was. And it was, it made you, like, it was like, oh my God, even Drew McIntyre can get beat, maybe. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah. I mean, so he says yes, he gets to his feet. Match officially begins. Obviously all Sheamus. The only offense Drew really gets, or he gets a Glasgow kiss and then the Future Shock DDT, and then it kind of leads to a little bit of back and forth between them. And Drew goes for the Claymore. He misses, but then eats a bro kick, and Sheamus pins Drew. He will enter the chamber last. And like he said after he won, I just beat Drew McIntyre. I just pinned the WWE champion.
Good.
And I'm the odds-on favorite for the chamber now. No one can beat me. I will be the new WWE champion. And that's how Raw goes off the air. Drew standing in the ring with his title. Sheamus on the entrance ramp, gloating that he will be the new WWE champion. Wow.
Yeah, it's a good moment. Yeah. Leads me to, like, is this going to use, like, the wrestling logic? Since Sheamus won that match, he's not winning the Elimination Chamber? Probably. I mean, I got to think that Drew's going to retain, but, you know.
Listen, I'm trying to think storyline-wise what's going to happen. So, Drew wins, we get him versus Sheamus at Mania, probably.
For sure. I would guess.
If AJ wins, I don't know who he would end up facing at Mania. If Kofi wins, which I really don't think Kofi's gonna win it, as much as I would like Kofi Mania 2, I don't think that's gonna happen. Like, there's the only person, him and Ali need to have a match at Mania, like that alone, not for the title or anything.
That would be a dope match. I don't know. Yeah, I was gonna say, first of all, I don't know that a title even needs to be in the picture for that match to be, you know, good. Secondly, I would love to see Kofi Mania too, but, like, nah.
Yeah. Nah. Randy, I don't think is gonna win.
Not a big enough story.
If Randy wins, it's very possible Edge will face him at Mania. But, like, I don't want to see... I mean, I love Edge, but, like, Edge versus Roman is much more appealing to me.
Yes. 100%. And not only that, I mean, Jesus Christ, how many more Edge versus Randy matches are we going to
Exactly.
Get? You know? I mean, and the thing is that I feel kind of bad about saying that because they're all really fucking good. Because they're two of the best guys in the business right now. Yeah. You know? But it's like, dude, you can only watch two dudes wrestle each other so many times.
Exactly.
You know?
I mean, it's tedious and overdone at this point.
Yeah, so I hope that doesn't happen. I mean, but I got to think that it's got to be between Drew, Sheamus, and Orton. Like, I don't see.
Yeah, it's not going to be Jeff,
Hardy, AJ, or
Kofi.
Kofi. Although I think Kofi, he could be a dark horse though. But I definitely don't see Jeff Hardy. AJ, I think, has an outside chance, but I don't see it really happening. You know?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. There's too many different factors. And Sheamus is entering the chamber last.
Yep.
I don't know. I guess I'll have to make a decision come prediction time. Which I don't even know when we're doing that. We're doing predictions sometime this week. Oh yeah, okay. So this is I should just preface this. Follow the Twitter at SmackDropPod for updates on when we do a NXT Takeover Vengeance Day recap. Also, you should just subscribe to the YouTube channel so you know when that video goes up. When will it happen?
Like Mama Crazy.
I don't know, guys. I don't know.
I don't know what happened either.
There's not enough time. There's not enough time in the week, to do all of these recaps sometimes, and you know what? I don't even have to explain myself.
No, it is. It's true. Sometimes shit happens, and it is what it is. You know.
You know, I don't even have to explain myself. You know why? Because it's not my fault. I'm not taking blame for it. I refuse. But
that's arguable.
Thank you guys for watching. We greatly appreciate it. Let us know in the comments down below what you thought of Raw. Oh my God, Kevin has a lighter. Are you also gonna resurrect the Fiend?
I don't know that I quite have the witchy powers that Alexa Bliss has, but I could try.
All you need is a pentagram and some candles, Kev. That's all you need.
Well, my girlfriend has a lot of candles. I could probably draw a pentagram, so I think I got this.
It's not gonna be hard.
All
right.
I'll just draw a pentagram on the wall here or something.
I don't know if that's YouTube friendly, but that's okay. We'll just blur your camera or something.
Bleed from my eyes and stuff. I don't know.
Jesus Christ. All right, thank you guys for watching. We will catch you live Wednesday on both Twitch channels, twitch.tv/puttingover, twitch.tv/SmackDrop Podcast. Until then, y'all have a good one. Bye-bye.